Yep, I had to turn the stream off and back on again. On my end, it was still showing it was up, but it was not actually broadcasting, so I don't know what was going on. Golden codpiece. I suppose technically you're not wrong. There you go, little Irby. Alright, your turn. The metallic doesn't look super good right now, but once we wash it and highlight it, it's going to look a lot better. I think we've made some good forward progress on these bros. I really like the Thunderbolt. It is probably one of my favorite mechs. He just looks so cool. Good luck, man. It does, it does. I really hope that they expand. I mean, with the, if I'm honest with you, with the Hour of the Wolf book, which I'm in, you should get it and read it and not tell me how cool I am, because I hope I'm cool. I did hear I'm in the first 80 pages. I did hear that. With them doing the Hour of the Wolf, and pushing the timeline forward, because that's in like 3150, I think. I'm hoping that this year Battletech takes an even bigger jump. After the Kickstarter, I'm really hoping Callus just rolls with the punches and just pushes out some more cool shit. And that would be great, because, like, I mean, everyone's got their era they like, you know. But The way that Battletech is, you can pick an era, grab the books you want, the mechs you want, and play in that era. You don't have to have a new rule set. You just get new mechs and new things you can use, unlike 40K where, I guess you can play 30K, but, mostly with them, like, they move the timeline, but there's no real distinction. There's new units, but the timeline's the new timeline, and that's where you play outside of 30K. So they move the timeline forward, Gilliman, yada yada, that's the new state of the game. With Battletech, if they push forward with the Dark Age stuff and they just start promoting new rulebooks and new units, all the old stuff's still playable. You just grab that source book, the rules don't change, it's just what you have access to that changes. And a lot of that stuff you already have for those eras is still usable during the Dark Age, too. So I'm really, really hoping that's what happens. Very cool. Yeah, we raised funds on the stream to expand my canon slot, though that was raised and paid for after my character was written in, because this book apparently was done last June. So I'm hoping that I appear somewhere else or I get a good, art splash somewhere. That's my hope. We'll see if it happens. But that aspect of the Kickstarter was really, really cool. And I mean, even Catalyst admitted that they basically messed up by doing it that way. They've honored it, but they did the buyback for the characters because it was just too popular. They made it too cheap. And I mean, it's fine. It is what it is, but I wouldn't have sold my character back. Nothing. Snoofy, I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm assuming that's some form of code. Which to that I would say the best bet from the stream that I know would probably be Nomadic Chris and or Javasuko. I'm sure we got some other IT people that I'm forgetting, but those are the two immediate ones that come to mind. And I should have known Lando would have chimed in. That guy, he knows a lot about a lot of stuff. But it kind of goes with the territory. I think a lot of you guys just have like a nerd in a good way, analytical minds. Computer stuff, tech stuff. There's a certain trend with the people that hang out here, and I think in wargaming. Not that there aren't people in wargaming who don't appreciate computers, because I'm sure there's some that just like painting and models and hate computers. I'm sure that's a thing, but I think that there is a not insignificant number of people who are in the IT realm or love computers and tech who also are into minis. I think it goes hand in hand. So I'm not surprised. I mean, I feel you, man. I've got a bachelor's, which is not a master's, obviously, but I have a bachelor's, and while I like doing what I do with DRD, it is because it is Austin's kindness, first of all, that I have a job. Second of all, I reached out and asked him when I first, this has grown into something more, but I was like, hey, I got to get out of commission painting, is there an opportunity at DRD for me to do more consistent paycheck, basically? And it's grown into something much more consistent than it was when I first started. But I have a bachelor's degree in business administration, and while I air quotes ran my own business, it's not quite the same. I was doing all that while I was in school and before I was in school, so it really didn't matter that much. Nothing changed. Me getting my bachelor's didn't change anything with the business stuff that I was doing. It just had a piece of paper that's supposed to give me some validity or credibility or both, and it didn't help. The only interview I got with my degree ended up being, I thought it was some serious management thing because that's the way it was marketed or advertised. And when I got there, they wanted me to sell DirecTV at Walmart. And I'm like, You just want me to sell DirecTV? What was this position about? Why did I drive all the way up here for this? And that was actually right before I graduated. I didn't even have my degree yet. I was going to have it in a couple of months. It was I was taking the interview because I thought that I could get the job after graduated. So I applied and said, hey, I graduate soon. I'll have this degree, credentials, yada yada. Interested in some type of low end management thing to get some experience and grow. And I got there and it was not anything close to that. It's like, no thanks. I don't want to be a person that stands at Walmart flagging people down as they walk by trying to sell them DirecTV. Not for me. And the weekly pay was set up in some weird way where, like, you got paid like $400 a week or whatever. And if you didn't meet your quota, you still got paid $400 a week. But the next week, if you exceeded your quota, you didn't get paid extra because the previous week you didn't make your quota, so you had to pay back what you paid. So, like, if you had a month where all 4 weeks you didn't make quotas, and then a month where all 4 weeks you exceeded quotas, you didn't get any bonus because you had to pay back what they paid you for not making quotas. And it's like, nah, fuck that. I'm not working for free. If I stand here and I don't sell any DirecTVs, I'm still standing here on the clock. If you're not going to pay me for my time, I'm not going to be here. That's stupid. Yep. Very cool crossbow. Oh, nice. Yep. Yeah, Austin's job, he still has it, but they've already said that the offices they used to have on campus, because he works IT for a college, they're gone. Like, they're going to be used for classrooms, and they'll have some shared cubicles if they have to come in and do like a conference with people at work, but they will not have offices anymore because they have been as productive at work during COVID remotely or better than they were when they were on campus, and the campus is already struggling for space, so they're repurposing their old offices and basically don't have to worry about them having to park there either, which was also a problem because now they don't have to come in indefinitely. And from talks with them, it sounded like at first they were going to be apprehensive towards it, and then COVID has continued to linger on, and they're like, "Yo, yeah, everyone's continuing to be productive." So yeah, it's definitely a thing. And Clan Wolf, I think your lack of a piece of paper that says you're educated doesn't mean that you lack intelligence. I think some people put a lot of focus on having a piece of paper, and even in that conversation I did, because that's what was beaten to my head as a kid. Go get a degree, get a better job, blah, 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 and then, that's not how it has translated into the real world. Yep. Yep, and to get a lifelong debt. If I'm honest, my opinion has changed over the years with my college education, but if I'm honest with you, it's not really done anything for me, and I owe a bunch of money, and I've been paying since my preliminary 6-month period ended from college, where you got 6 months to find a job before you had to start paying. And then they started charging interest and started paying. I've paid every month but one since then, and the 1 month I missed, I doubled up the next month because my auto payment didn't come out and I didn't realize it, so I just paid the double the next month. So I hardly count that as a missed month. So I've paid basically every month since then, and I owe almost what I owed the day I graduated, because I've barely dented interest, and I graduated in 2014. We're in 2021 now, and I still owe almost what I did the day I graduated. And I still live at home because it's very expensive trying to move out. And yeah, I do what I do here, and I paint models on stream, and it's air quotes to some people not a normal job. But it has made money. It's kept me going. DRD's kept me going. But that's why it's been, sometimes when I get on here and like I've had to sell models or we push for goals and stuff, it's because some of the growth without you guys, it's not going to happen. I don't make enough, you know. You guys have truly helped me try and strive for this dream. While I have a business degree, I like painting, I like teaching, which I don't do a lot of teaching now, but I did do a lot more of it before. I'd like to be doing more, but time is a problem. But I enjoy this. I'm good at this, and so long as I can try and push for it, I'm going to try for as long as I can, because this is fun for me, and it's enjoyable, and I enjoy interacting with you guys. I do not look forward to the day that I might have to give it up and go get a normal job. And that's, DRD is relatively normal, but it's still not. Like right now, I've been getting paid to design stuff. Austin's been letting me, on the clock, design my own terrain that we could eventually sell, which is a win-win for him and a win-win for me, but like, you know, at some point you got that make or break moment, you know? And I do not look forward to that potential coming to fruition. I don't like it. I don't mean to get down and derpy with you guys. You know, just sometimes you get pragmatic with a conversation, and that's kind of where we are right now, in a pragmatic mood. Hey, what's up, Strata? How you doing? Yep. As long as you're efficient, it makes sense to me. Yep. I do try and save money. I've actually got an okay amount of money saved up. It's not amazing, but, you know. Yep. With Austin, I feel bad because some days I feel like I get paid to do nothing because it's a really light day, really easy day. Restored. What's up, Steiner? Curato de Guerrera. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. If you guys aren't following Mr. Steiner Miniatures, popping over, hit that follow button, show him some hobby love, let him know what's up. I'm doing all right. I'm glad that your package came in. Glad everything is safe and sound. But yeah, Strata, sometimes there are times at the shop where I get paid and feel like I'm getting paid to do nothing. And I've complained about it to Austin, like I feel like he's paying me to sit around, and he's like, he told me the other day, he's like, if I ever feel like you're not being efficient, I will let you know, but it's okay that sometimes at the shop, the work is light. If there's not a lot of stuff to do, we can have those light days. When there's stuff to do, we get stuff done, and that was the thing. And it's like when it gets busy at the shop, I do like pump it up, so like doing more. So I was like, okay. As long as you feel like you're getting, value out of me being here, I won't worry about it. But I stress, So there are nights where, I work for 6 to 8 hours and feel like I did 2 to 4 hours worth of work. And then there's nights where I work 6 to 12 hours and I feel like I did 20 hours worth of work. It just depends. And Snoopy, enjoy your meeting, man. So that's kind of where we're at. But it's also one of those, like, a buddy of mine worked for the USPS, and he was a rural mail carrier, and basically the stipulation was it's an 8-hour job. If you get it done in 2, you get to go home and get paid for 8. If it takes you 10, it should have taken 8, generally. So I don't know how that all translated with working extra, but basically if he was efficient and got things done or didn't have a lot of mail to deliver, he still got paid. And by not lollygagging around and being slow, if he got done early, he got to go home early. He's like, cool, I got off 2 hours early, I'm still getting paid for 2 hours, I'm gonna go play video games. And that's how it worked for him. And it's like a certain degree of realistic productivity is expected, and if you reach that degree of productivity in less hours, I feel like you should get paid for the full hours, I worked at a place once where the more efficient I was, the less hours they gave me, but I was getting more done in those short periods of time than everyone else was getting in double the time. So that I was saving them a lot of money, and they were cutting my hours. And it's like I'm doing 2 people's jobs in 6 hours, what would normally have taken 8 hours apiece. So 16 hours worth of labor I'm doing in 6, you know, and you're sending me home. I'm not being incentivized to be efficient. I'm saving you money, and at the time, if the managers got their labor costs down, they got bonus checks, and we knew that. That was public knowledge at work. I'm like, there's no motivation here, or no incentive for me to work hard and be more efficient because I'm getting paid less because you're sending me home. You know, if you're not, you know, giving me breaks or paying me to you know, do whatever, like, I'm being more efficient. Pay me for my time here to incentivize me to do this, and then you don't have to worry about any extras for me being here if you don't need me here and I've already done the job. Otherwise, you're incentivizing me to be lazy and just sit around and do the work when I get to it, so I get my 8 hours in. Or I've had jobs where the more efficient you were, that became the norm and that was expected. And now for the same pay, you're expected to do more in an 8-hour period than you were hired to do because they know you can do it. And it's like, you're not giving me a raise. You're not incentivizing me. I should only be doing what is expected, no more, no less. If I'm not going to get paid more, but I'm expected to do more, and I was hired to do job A, why am I now doing job B? And if you want me to do more and you cut my hours so I'm now making less, why would I do more? Like, you know, it doesn't make sense. And I worked with, at most of my jobs, I've worked with a lot of really lazy people, and I end up doing their stuff for them. And it's like, that's not how it should be. Yep. But that is something I've learned over the years. I hate to use a crass quote, but my dad said to me once, ass, cash, or grass. Nobody rides for free. And it's like, I don't mind helping people and doing stuff, but if we're a team, we function as a team, or I will no longer be on your team. I will go somewhere else. I learned that the hard way through my jobs and like through working through college doing group work. In my bachelor's program, I got put on a team with an individual who couldn't make it to class because she had a bunch of kids, and that's fine. So me and my group mate for her said, here's some online work you can do. You can type up these things for our group project that is basically our whole grade in the class. Send it to us. We'll formulate your stuff into our presentation and make sure you're getting credit for what you did. And she said she couldn't make it to class because she had a bunch of kids, and then couldn't do the online work because she had a bunch of kids. And I was like, no offense, I'm paying money to be here. If you can't come to class and you can't do online work, you're not going to get an A because me and the other guy did the job for you. I'm sorry. It's not happening. Like, that's kind of one of the selling points for having online school. It's like, if you have kids, you can do schoolwork online, but if you can't come to class and you can't do the online work, maybe you shouldn't be in school. And this particular individual I'd had multiple classes with her, and she tried hard to like scam the system and basically get by. And she used her kids to get excuses for extensions and work. And this happened for 2 years. And I was like, nope, not doing it. When I sent her that email, and I was polite about it, I made sure I copied the teacher, and I made sure she knew I did because she would have made a stink. She was that type of person in the class. She dropped the class, and me and the other guy did the group work by herself. And it's like, I'm not trying to be insensitive, but if you're not going to do something to help pull some of the weight, you're not going to ride my coattails. I'm not going to do it. It's not fair. And you don't even have to do a lot. It doesn't have to be equal. Like in this particular case with this individual, it's like, just do some work so that we feel comfortable putting your name on it, and we'll do stuff. We'll work. You'll be a team. In this case, you're on a group where your expectations are light because we're trying to empathize and sympathize with your situation and understand what's going on in your life. But if you're not willing to do anything, I will move on. We will do something else. And it's the same way with work. It's like, if I feel like you're using me, I won't feel bad when I go find another job and I leave, because you're not viewing me as a valued asset, you know. Bye. Like life's too short to let people walk all over you. And I've learned that the hard way multiple times. I hope I don't sound too insensitive, but that's the way it is. Yep. And Clan Wolf was like that. He came down last year and he was like, "Yo, Justin, I need you to paint all my models and all my mechs." And then he threw them at me and he threw his dice at me and he made me cook all the food. I had to drive him everywhere. I'm just kidding. He didn't do any of that. Clan Wolf and Javasuka came down and they drove me everywhere. And Clan Wolf made us food. I did give him a little bit of shit because he's not talking today. Javasuko did drive Clan Wolf everywhere. I had a blast though. That was a lot of fun. I'm really hoping that into the summer, beginning of fall, if COVID's under control, I'm really hoping I can try and wrangle you and Clan Wolf and a couple of the guys from the stream to come down. I even talked to Austin about it last night, and he called it a mini con. You know, come out, do some games at DRD, play at Kit Kringle, go to Atomic Empire, just hang out with each other and do stuff. I think it would be a lot of fun. And I feel like this year, if that happens and we get COVID under control and it's safe to do that, I feel like we might have a few extra people from the stream show up this year. And I think that would be pretty awesome. That Mexican restaurant again. That's fair. Yeah, I think it was La Hacienda, I think. And now, this time, we could actually live stream some of the activities from the shop now. So people from the stream who can't make it can also enjoy some of the festivities, which would be really fun. Like, we got some pretty cool things that the future could be doing for us. I'm hoping we get there. I'm hoping. Donuts! Oh, what did we get last time? Glaze King? Is that what we got? I can't remember. If you mentioned donuts, I feel like that was popular at the time because Amanda was like all about some Glaze King. So I feel like we might have got that. And then if it was Asian food, it was probably Tokyo because it was cheap. Tokyo Express is very cheap Asian food here. And if it's under control, I might be able to reach out to a couple other people like Colby and be like, "Hey man, trying to let you know way in advance. This is what's going down in Chinatown." He might not be able to make it, but it would be really cool if he did. And then he would get exposed to tabletop wargaming like we do, because this is new to him. He does like D&D, but he's never really done like what we do. Oh! You talking about where we got Don's? Where you got the alcohol. You got the sake. Yeah, it was Don's ramen shop. A live fire event indeed. Live fire exercise. Let's do this one. He was number 2 on the line here. The Asian bowl. Oh man. Was that Don's? Was that the Asian? Because I had that like hot bowl thing that cooks your food. The bim bam bop, bim bap, something like that. Is that the one we're talking about, or did we do another Asian place as well? Oh, you're talking about Mongolian Grill. No, I won't go back there. Yeah. I won't go back there. I got you. Talking about where you get the bowl and do the thing. Nope. Won't go back. They burnt that bridge. They used to be a lot better. The quality of that place has gone downhill. That is the first time, I think, in my life that I've been that mad about food, and I just walked out. And you guys were like, are we going to pay for the drinks? I'm like, no, we're fucking not. I'm like, because what we're going to do, if we're going to sit here and wait on that, we're going to call the manager, we're going to complain, he's probably going to give us the drinks and our food for free, and I don't want to eat here, and I don't want to drink here, and I don't want to go through the hassle. We're leaving. And we just got up and fucking left. Oh. It wasn't worth it. It was not worth complaining. My time at that point was more valuable than the principle of the matter. Like, I'm a super chill guy, but the way that waitress treated us with those dirty bowls, negative. I don't have time. I don't have time for that in my life. And I'm super chill. I've been to a restaurant once where the waitress brought me the wrong salad, and as she sat it down on the table, she's like, oh, man, I'm so sorry. You wanted a house salad. Hang on, I'll fix it. And I was like, hold on. What do you have to do with this salad? She goes, well, I got to throw it away. And I was like, it's okay. I like Caesar salad. I wanted a house salad, but I don't want you to get in trouble because you messed up my order. I'll eat this. We're cool. No big deal. Like, I'm super chill with people. Just be nice to me. And that lady, when we asked for clean bowls and she walked over there, turned around, and basically brought us the same bowls back, negatory, sir. Or, even if it wasn't the same bowls, if you didn't bother to check to make damn sure that the new bowls weren't dirty, nah. Now I'm pissed. Which you guys know, you saw me pissed. I was like, nope, we're out. We leaving. We did. We went, I guess we went across the street to the mall and we got, the steak, the cheesesteak place. Charlie's, I think is what it's called. Oh, no. Charlie's is at, Four Seasons. We were at, Haynes Mall. I forget what the place was in Haynes Mall. It might have been an O'Charlie's as well, but I don't remember. Or not O'Charlie's, Charlie's Steakery. It might have been that, but I don't remember. This has been a long time ago. And for those of you guys who are tuning in, we were talking about when Clan Wolf and Javasuka came down at this point in 2019. They were supposed to come down in 2020, but COVID ruined that. They came down for about a week, hung out, we played some games. When they couldn't hang out with me because I had Amanda time or had to work, they entertained themselves, hung out at Kit Kringle, played some tabletops, so just spent a week doing hobby shit, gaming shit, hanging out, driving around, doing stuff, eating food. And I'm really, really hoping that the COVID stuff, we've got a vaccine that is dispersed enough that this year I can see them again. And at this point, I'm making enough money consistently, I might even be able to just take off from work. I should be like, Austin, I'm going to take a week off. Especially after missing this year's and not being able to hang out with you guys, like, making sure, damn sure that during our hangout time, I maximize that time, that will be quite good. Because I feel like I squandered it last time. It was fun, but I feel like it went quick, and then not getting it this year, I realized how much I missed it, and I was actually kind of sad. I was a little down about that. So hopefully, next time I'll be able to not take it for granted. Thank you, Dragon. Well, it was Charlie's steakery. Yeah, I did tell Austin that I had mentioned it on stream, and we had a few people commenting about it. And I mentioned Lando, who's in, if I recall, Georgia, and he mentioned maybe taking some time to come up if that comes to fruition. And I was like, if he comes up, Austin, he's probably going to be down to do some one-off RPGs and stuff. And I was like, you know, you and Joe could get involved, and we could have some cool roleplay nights. Like, it would be a lot of fun. Make new friends, make memories, and engage with people, introduce people to new people. Like, that would just be a lot of fun. Yeah? Well, on the bright side, Lando, if we do anything, trying to plan ahead and see who's coming from where and plan out rides and hitching would be good. That's what Clan Wolf did with Java. Java met up with him and he hitched a ride with Java because Clan Wolf also does not drive. Or at least doesn't have a car. I don't know any other particulars, but same kind of end result there. Alright guys, so give me just a moment. I know I don't have much time left, but my coffee has ran right through my bladder. And normally I try and push it, but I'm going to be rolling comfortable for the next 20 minutes if I push it. So give me just one moment. Alright, I have returned. Alright, so before we go, I do want to play a little bit with this bright gold. And this paint's been sitting a while. It's Struggling to dislodge the agitator. There it goes. Alright. Play a little bit. I'm gonna have to get some more blaze medium. This is almost out. Maybe Thursday I can grab some. Dragon, that's okay, man. I was wondering where you were, but I assumed that you were busy. Yeah, crossbow. I do enjoy my my vortex mixer. It's not required for hobby stuff. Because people ask about it. It's like you can get by just fine without it. But if you have the extra money and you want something for convenience, it is very convenient. I think for Bias, for him, it's a bit more of a necessity because he has shoulder issues, and we've talked about that. But it's not too bad if you have the funds for one. Okay. Oops. Yeah, I bet so. Trying to thin down what was at the bottom a little bit because I wanted a bit more of that transition from the dark to the light gold. I have no idea. I have no idea what this thing is. It does not actually say what my RPMs are. It's just a mixer thing. It is a vortex, but I don't know what the RPMs are. Dragon, you said you're in Tennessee. Was that right? I think you're Tennessee. I think you were Tennessee, and I think Lando was Georgia. Is that right? Dragon, I'm not sure what part of the conversation you popped in on today, but we were talking about this year, if COVID is under control and everything is safe, trying to have a meetup sometime in the fall, or into summer, early fall. If that happens and everything is safe, you're in the neck of woods to actually be able to make it out. I mean, not everyone will be able to be here the whole time, but probably plan for like a week of trying to overlap as much time with people as possible so we could play games, you know, go to hobby stores, do stuff together. I think that would be a lot of fun. Oh yeah, yeah. More or less just spitballing ideas about meeting up this year. That's what we was talking about. Nice. Yeah, so Lando, it sounds like for you a mixer might be a bit more of a potential, or you might be able to argue it being a necessity versus a luxury like it is for myself. Yeah, so when people ask, it's like, unless you have a physical issue, I don't think anyone should feel pressured to need a vortex. But if like you do have a concern, it is very helpful. They're not the cheapest thing in the world, but they are very helpful. So that makes sense. So I know For Bias mentioned he got his, and it's super helpful because he has a bad shoulder. So shaking is not a very comfortable thing for him to do. Though, I haven't seen him in a while. Has anyone seen For Bias? I hope he's doing okay. Yeah, Dragon, that's nice. I saw that. I commented. I feel like I had the link for that, but it was going to make me like sign up for an account or something on that website, which I would probably almost never use outside of that. So if you're down to share some files with me, and you want to throw up a Dropbox or a Google Doc or Google Drive link, or you want to email it to me, I would be happy. If you don't, that's fine too. But if you want to share those, I would love to add them to my repository, maybe print a few of my own. Clan Wolf was asking about some mechs to paint for the stream, so trying to get a collection of things and see what would be cool to send him. Yeah, no rush at all, man. Don't feel pressured at all. I'm in no rush either. I thought the pose looked pretty cool, and it was a unique looking atlas. Alright, so I do like that sheen. That looks pretty nice, I think. Before we go, I am going to try and grab my white gold because I'm running low on time, and I want to see how that's going to look. There it is. As a highlight. And for anyone who's interested in the paints I'm using, the majority of what you are seeing today is monuments. Nice. I used a little bit of Green Stuff World to glaze over the black, but the grays, the blues, the golds here you're seeing, they are monuments. The white is from Winsor Newton. It's a heavy body acrylic. Picked this idea up from, I think it was the Miniac. So the question is this white gold going to be bright enough to be a highlight? Or will I need to dip into... Concerned I might have to dip into the silver for it. It's just not the end of the world if I have to. I was just hoping that the bright gold and this gold would be sufficiently separated in color that this would be brighter, but I think I might have to dip into that silver. Maybe mix the silver with the white gold in like a 2 gold to 1 silver ratio just to get that a little bit of a brighter edge. If I even feel I need it, if I'm honest. It might not. It might just be overkill for what these are meant to be. They do look neat. That gold's really coming together. The models have taken me some time to complete, but they've gone from dumpster fire to not in a pretty quick fashion. Once we got through with the blue and we start throwing on some colors here, it's they've really come together rather quickly, I think. Which makes sense considering the gold was kind of the time-consuming part I was working. Not gold, the blue was the time-consuming part I was working on anyway. Kind of makes sense that as soon as that's done, that they would start snowballing a little bit in terms of being close to finished. Okay, let's grab some of this black. Hang on a second here. Hold on. Is there a Tyler Brown in stream right now? Oh my god, come on, thing. I'm assuming that is a no. There's not a Tyler Brown in the stream. Give me a second, guys. Gotta tackle this. I'm sorry. Oh, this thing is taking forever to load. I'll get to that in a second. Alright, so before we hop off stream today, I did want to do some quick black lining here. I think that separation between the plates with the black really helps make them pop. And I'm using Black Templar contrast paint because it's super, I won't say super, it's got a certain opacity to it. It's not quite as dense as a standard black paint, so it's really nice for black lining stuff. It's very forgiving. If you touch a little bit on an edge you don't want, it's a bit more translucent than a straight black paint would be. I suppose you could use an ink as well, but I feel like they're so high pigment that they might not be as forgiving as this is, but same kind of concept, because that one's very runny and kind of a liquid form. A lot easier to do these really thin lines. It really helps make the panels pop here. Right there. Again, this is probably overkill on the detail level, but it really does help that separation between the two colors. And you're not always going to have a recess, so sometimes you just kind of have to trace and guess. And as long as it's a straight line, probably going to look pretty good. There you go. You see, that really helps make that like all the panels pop. Now up here, there's no real separation, so we're just going to go right next to the gold as tight as we can, and we're just going to pull a straight black line. And then right above where there is separation, just come through and do a black recess right there. You can really see like that alone really helps make that leg plop. All the panels there that we just did that on, it pushes the recess down, it pulls our highlights up, and we get a lot better separation in our colors. So I may come back in tomorrow and do a little bit of black right next to that gold, just to get a little bit more separation between the two. There's a spot immediately right there. I should have done. I'll do this, and that'll be the last stroke we make for the stream. This panel right here, totally black that out. There we go. Yeah, looks a lot better that way. Nice separation between those, and it helps make that gradation look nicer. And you can see a little bit before and after with this leg versus him. You know, you don't have to do it, but just that extra step of glazing and highlighting, it makes the shine so much more vibrant. I think these guys are going to look really dope once they're on the table. I'm really excited because a couple sessions and they're going to be done and then ready for basing and then ready for the tabletop. And that kind of orange basing or rusted looking basing that I did looks really, really nice on the Warhammer. So I think it's going to look really, really nice on these guys too. So, but on that note, guys, we are to the end of the stream today, and we got to find somebody to raid. So let's see who we've got online for a little raidy poo. Who we got online? I got it. We have not seen him in a million years. I am going to throw a raid here to Aaron J. Bang. He normally raids very, very late or very, very early, depending on your time zone. So I'm going to throw a raid over to Aaron J. Bang. If you guys happen to pop on over, hit that follow button, show some hobby love, and let him know who sent you. But as always, with every stream that we do, I do want to end on a positive note and leave you guys with a little bit of positivity. Hopefully leaving you feeling a little bit better than you did before you got here today. So let's go ahead and switch screens. I'll leave you with a positive message and send you on over to Mr. J Bang. Alright guys, so first and foremost, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. It's been a blast. I've enjoyed hanging out with you guys, talking to you guys. Thank you for the raid there, Mr. Epic Duck. That was pretty awesome. And anyone who came in from his stream, thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for you guys supporting what I do, and not only that, but for supporting the Battletech endeavors that I've been on. I know that it's different. It's not the mainstream minis, but it's something that I hold dear. I'm very passionate about this, and it's been a long time since I've been excited about something miniatures related. 40K, it became crushing. It became something toxic and not healthy. And this is something where I don't feel the same sense of urgency, the same sense of dread and fear that 40K instilled in terms of new releases coming out and things of that nature. This is something that I'm passionate about, I'm having fun with, and I think you guys may have some fun with it too, both with painting your own, both with playing your own games, and also hanging out with me here on stream and maybe participating in some of our live fire battle reports. So thank you for allowing me to do this, and thank you for continuing to view, even though it may be something different than what you are used to seeing. But as always, let's get away from me for a moment and focus on you. Life has a way of grinding us down. Life has a way of breaking us down and getting to us. The struggles of everyday life, the anxieties, the fears, the depression, the worries, they can bleed into everything. And those same issues, those same worries, those same fears are present in the hobby as well. I highly encourage you guys to try as best you can to not allow fear and anxiety, worries, depression to dictate what you do, both in this life and in your hobby activities as well. Please, if you can, pick up that paintbrush, put paint to model, try to work on something every opportunity that you have. And if you feel like it's daunting, if you feel like it's stressful, if you feel like you're approaching that burnout, take a step back and reflect. Figure out what you've got to do to find your hobby center. Maybe that means changing the scope of what you're working on from a whole army to a unit, to a single model. Maybe it means working on a different project. Maybe it means working on different details. Maybe it means taking a little bit of a break for a week and then coming back with some fresh hands and fresh eyes and fresh motivation to work on the hobby. But don't burn so bright, so fast that you burn yourself out of the hobby prematurely. This is a lifelong pursuit, a lifelong hobby, a lifelong thing that we can all enjoy. Make sure that you pursue it in such a way that it is there for the long haul for you. I highly encourage you guys to also couple the narrative with your painting. Allow your painting to dictate where the narrative goes, and the narrative to dictate where your painting goes. Allow it to create a symbiotic relationship. Oh, Aaron J. Bang, I think, might be going offline. Oops. But allow them to create a symbiotic relationship. Consider the narrative that's present in every miniature that you work on. Everything you pick up and work on has accolades, battles, a universe, a name, things, or a place that they have hailed from. What are those to you? Every nicking, scratching, imperfection is something that you have control over. And right now, in a world, in a reality, in a society where things seem so far beyond and outside of our control, this is somewhere where we can exercise control. We can have that little bit of freedom. We can forge a narrative, a world, a universe of our choosing. So I highly encourage you guys, when you work on your models, to consider that. Bella, what is... Hey! She's going nuts. I'm sitting here trying to sign off, and she's losing her damn mind. Bella!
Jerry, Justin.
Oh, well, tell him he's going to have to hang on a second. Anyways, guys,
Do you know Bella?
where was I?
I know she hadn't seen you in a while. He's on his,
Yeah, I'm thinking I can drop him.
okay.
Oh, hang on. Mom, tell him to hang on a second. I got something to give him, too. Yeah, just give me like 3 minutes. Anyways, guys, as always, I've lost my train of thought, and now everything's going bananas. I highly encourage you guys to leave the world a better place than you found it in every sense of that statement, in every way you can interpret it. It pays to be kind always. Those that you engage with, maybe having a bad day, a bad week, a bad month, a bad year, it pays to be kind always. I highly encourage you guys to sail through this life leaving positivity and happiness in your wake. You never know what people are going through in everyday life, so please be that beacon of light, that beacon of hope, that beacon of positivity for them. And as we end today's stream, we're going to go ahead and step down from our pulpit, kick the soapbox out from under me, and get this raid going off to the Bug King. Java has guided the raid. I'm not sure who this is, so it'll be new for me too. If you guys happen to go over there, hit that follow button, spam some emotes, and let them know who sent you. We were going to go over to Aaron J. Bang, but he was getting offline, so we didn't get to go over there. So if you're not familiar with him, check him out too. So, but as always, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I highly encourage you guys to keep painting those models, keep rolling those dice, and I will catch you guys next time.